because I work a lot in helping people recover from violence of different forms. And so that's all about human interaction. And there are human beings, there are people involved in that. And so there's, you know, there's people who are being harmed and there's people that are harming. And so I'm interested in looking at that level of social interaction. But if I'm working with a group of youth, and I just did one with some Métis youth, along with Kate Elliott, who's the provincial Métis youth representative. When we say structural violence, what we're talking about is things like racism, or your barriers to getting a job or to getting education, or being isolated or mistreated in some way because of who you are. Because you're Aboriginal, you know, because you're Métis, because you're gay, whatever it is, if you are being kept out of the mainstream system and opportunities for some reason, then that's what we mean by structural violence.
I really know that toxic shame was passed on to our people in a really harsh way, and a lot of us became aware of it and letting go of that shame and taking on pride. That being First Nation was a big step, and I think it's a lifetime task to undo all that toxic shame.
People that are here today know that there's still a lot of discrimination within our people and within the schools, because I've seen that. You know, I've seen that in my children, and I've seen it in my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren now.
Structural violence was, you know, was very strong and powerful in our day, because most of the ones our age, we all went to residential school. In residential school, they taught us hate, violence, and all the abuses that happen. So if we do structural violence, we have to break that cycle. Start doing your healing.
More in line with my research interests, because I work in a counseling practice that's called response-based practice, I'm interested in what people actually already know and do, and what they already love and value and believe. And I do a lot of this work with Indigenous communities, and really it's about asking them, like we did this morning, about your cultural knowledge. What is it that you've done together to stay alive, to protect your children, to keep women safe, to protect the earth? What are your values, and how did you use all that knowledge? As peoples, we are really strong because we've been running uphill for a long, long time. And we've been running with broken hearts, we've been running under the influence of alcohol, we've been running seemingly feeling like we're all alone, and maybe someone will reach out a hand to help us. But the fact that we're all here, and you know, you survived, and your parents and your grandparents, it shows.